Hi everybody, Vegas from Critic here, Jeffrey Howard, here to review the new Disney reimagination, retelling, whatever you want to call it, of Pete's Dragon. Now, I'm Generation X, so the summer of 77, was it 77 or 78? I should have checked. Where Disney's original musical fantasy, Pete's Dragon, came out. If you watch it today, yeah, it's pretty dated, it's pretty corny, but back then, I loved it. I loved the music, I loved Jim Dale as a villain, and I love Helen Reddy and Mickey Rooney, and I really enjoyed it. So you think to yourself, Disney keeps going back to either their theme park rides from Disneyland, or they're going back to the library and remaking these movies, Pirates of the Caribbean, and I think there's a Jungle Cruise movie in the works. And so this time, there's no music at all. And so Pete has been abandoned by his family in terms of there's a car wreck. And so he lost his parents, and this dragon comes out. We're in the Northwest, by the way. So this time we're not in some fictional town of Passamaquoddy. We're somewhere in the Northwest where Pete is raised by Elliot the Dragon. Elliot with one T. And what's funny is it's amusing because he's a wild boy. So he's like maybe six years old when he loses his parents, and then the movie picks up 5 years later, so he's like 11 or 12. And he's got this wild hair, he's half naked, and he's running through the woods, you know, howling like a wolf. And he's kind of thinking to yourself, wait a minute, is this Jungle Book? Because he's like Mowgli, and instead of being raised by wolves, he's raised by a dragon. And there's also a legend of the dragon in the woods for decades, and Robert Redford plays this little dodgy old man who walks around telling these stories for years, and people think he's kind of crazy. And of course, he's not crazy, because his daughter, who's a park ranger, wink wink, hey, what do you know, finds Pete one day in the jungle. It's Bryce Dallas Howard plays the park ranger. Finds Pete in the woods, tries to adopt him, and of course, Elliot wants to save him. The movie has no imagination. It doesn't have any heart to it. I didn't see it at all. I think Elliot looks like some drunken Scooby-Doo. Didn't have to be a musical, but it just needed to be a little more not so serious in this. And it wasn't very family friendly. And Elliot just didn't have the much personality where he was more dragon-like than he was kind of friendly, you know? And he just looked goofy. I mean, he looked like a drunken Scooby-Doo. He really did. So I didn't feel this movie had any heart. It didn't have any kind of suspense to it. And it just didn't seem classical to me. It didn't seem timeless. And Karl Urban plays one of the bad guys that wants to capture Elliot and sell him off and make all this money. And it's just a really dark, kind of foreboding. Yeah, it just wasn't fun. I mean, Disney, what were you thinking? It's supposed to be light and fun and imaginative, and, you know, start off by not making Pete some kind of wild, you know, rogue living in the forest. All right, so Pete's Dragon, I'm sorry, I didn't care for it. I didn't feel that family spark. I didn't feel that Disney magic whatsoever in this movie, and I don't think you will either. All right, for more reviews and interviews, surf on over to my website at vegasfromcritic.com. And if you like what you see, please subscribe, thumbs up, share. I'm Jeffrey K. Howard. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.